one of the common problem which a student face in each exam, in each duration, which is the problem of memory. Almost each a student tell that they have less memory. They can't memorize anything for long duration. Actually, this occur due to not revising the concept, not revising the chapters you have studied. Many students plan to revise at the last moment, at the last point when they thought they will complete the syllabus, and then after they will revise. This is the worst approach to revise the concept. Actually, you must have a weekly plan to revise. This is compulsory. If you will revise the concept weekly, then you will see that you will not forget the concept frequently as you are doing previously. You must have a weekly routine, and weekly routine must include the revision time. Routine of revision, rules of revision should be necessary to know by any students who claim that they have short-term memory, they have a very small memory, they forgot the concept, they memorize. You have to have revised concepts weekly. So you have to have a rule of revision. I am going to discuss rule of revision in this video lecture, through which you will see that you can get maximum benefit. You will not telling anymore that you have very low memory, you forgot everything each and every time you have studied. Then how to go for revision? First of all, for starting about revision, rule of revision, before starting rule of revision, I should go through the point that how should you study first. There are two parts in which you study. First is theory part and second is problem part. For theory part, you must know that you should study theory from one book, one material, in which you believe that each and every concepts have been discussed in very good manner. You cannot go through the theory from one book, another book and another book. You cannot go through. So, first thing, go through the theory from one material. The most important notes will be your own classroom notes. I will say that you should prepare your own notes with your teacher or a reference book by writing down the teacher's notes and the concepts of book which have been not discussed in classroom. You can prepare your own notes and revise them more and more time. First of all, you should prepare your own notes. This may seem that this is a very difficult job to prepare your own notes. You have not much time. Many people will say that, but this is the best way. If you are studying any concept, better write it down. If you will write it down everything you are studying, definitely you will have a better notes. So I will say that you should prepare your own notes with the help of your teachers, with the help of books. I am telling that with the help of your teachers. Most of teachers will provide you notes by, if they are teaching you, they will also create their own lecture. They will also create their own notes. So, I am telling that first of all, for theory, prepare your own notes. Prepare your own notes with classroom notes and a reference book. This is the first point. One more thing. After completing any chapter, you must leave 5 to 10 pages blank. This is also important because if you will not leave these pages, you cannot include the extra concepts that you will encounter later on during the preparation. Actually, if a good teacher is teaching you, they will give almost 95% of the concept, 90% of the concept, that syllabus required. 5 to 10% concepts you will encounter later on, because some concepts cannot be discussed at the initial level of preparation. Also, some concepts may be forgotten, may be left by mistake. So you must leave 5 to 10 pages after each chapter, after completion of each chapter. No matter how you believe that your chapter is complete 100%, everyone is telling that your chapter is complete 100%. Even your chapter is complete 100%, then you should add some good questions in these pages. Adding problem to your theory notes is a very good idea. After each concept, you must have to add some problems based on that concept. You must leave 5 to 10 chapters. You must leave 5 to 10 pages after each chapters, so that you can add extra concepts. You can add some good problems which you will encounter later on in preparation. Second point, you must left 5 to 10 pages. I am telling 5 to 10 pages because it is sufficient. If you think that you should leave more pages, you should leave that. You must leave 5 to 10 pages after completion of any chapter. In which you can add extra concepts which you will encounter later on in preparation, or can add some good questions to your preparation, to your notes. In notes you can prepare, you can add some good questions. This is the also second step. Third point and most important point. Study theory with these notes only. Go through the notes more and more time. Go through the notes more and more time. Okay? And get command on theory. So this is the way you should go through the theory. First of all, you have to prepare your own notes by using classroom notes and reference book. I am not telling that you should write down again. After writing down your classroom notes, you should write it again in your home. But in your classroom notes, if you are not want to write again, then in your classroom notes, you should leave the space where you are thinking that you have to add some extra points, you have to add some extra concepts, and in that notes you can add the concepts from a reference book, other places which you are following, you can add that. For this I have told that left 5 to 10 pages after completion of any chapter, so that extra concepts can be easily included. And third one, revise these notes only. Theory must be done from one place. You should not do theory, you should not study theory from one place and another place and another place and another place. This will create only confusion. This will weaken your preparation. You must prepare from one notes that you are thinking that notes is complete. Now for problem. After completing your theory, you solve the problem. So problems will be solved from which books, which notes, which material. Actually, many of the students solve problem from many books. They study this book, every book they are going study some problem for this book, some problem for this book, some problem for this book. This is a bad approach. This is a very bad approach. The best approach to solve problem is to fix yourself on some books, national standard books, and your package where you are studying your assignment, your DPP, which you are following. Then after you should solve question bank. So I am telling you, you should follow three material. First, your DPP, your assignment, your package, which has been provided to you by coaching, by institutions where you are studying. Second, a national standard book. A national standard book is compulsory, because if you are following a notes of below standard, then you will never qualify the examination. You must solve a question. You must solve questions from national standard book. And third one is finally question bank solution. You must solve question bank solution, at least 20-25 years question bank solution, so that you can have overview of your preparation, so that you can see that how your preparation is going. And for problem, you should restrict yourself to three materials. First is DPP, package, assignment of your institution where you are studying. Second one is national standard book. National standard book you should follow. And third one is most important, question bank. Question bank. These three should be solved during problem solution. Look, I am not telling that you cannot solve a problem from other materials. You can solve problem from other materials. For theory, you should restrict yourself to your notes. But for problem, you can solve problems from other book. I am not telling that you cannot solve other problem book, you cannot solve test series problem, you cannot solve other things. But these three should be done completely, more than 3 or 4 times, more than 5 times, more than 10 times, if it is allowed, if it is possible. So for problem, you should not restrict yourself to these three materials only, but I am telling that these three materials should be complete. These three materials should be completely covered. Look, it is if you are solving these three materials completely 100% more and more, then you will cover each and every concept, you will cover each and every problem which are going to be asked in competitive examination. If you are solving some problem for this book, some problem for this book, then major problem where you will feel trouble will be left. So always remember that solving one problem book 10 times is much better than solving 10 problem books one time. This is the fundamental of problem solving. You must solve one book more and more time rather than solving more and more book one time. So I am telling you that you should restrict yourself to these three packages. Actually, these three materials will require much of efforts, require study of very long duration. You cannot tell that you can easily go through these chapters. Actually, these three packages will include almost 500 to 1000 problem in each chapters, and 500 to 1000 problem in each chapter is a very large goal. You cannot tell that you will easily cover this one, and so you should go through the other chapters, you should go to the other books. No, you should follow these three. You should follow these three more and more time. You should follow these three. It is another matter that after completing these three, you should go through tested material. You should go through other materials. Problem solving can be done from anywhere, but these three books should be command. These three books should be solved 10 times. Now, how to solve problem book 10 times? 10 times is a very large number. One can say that 10 times is not possible in 2 years duration. Actually, there is a way to solve problem. Look, when I am telling that you should solve the problem 10 times from a book, it doesn't mean that you should solve each and every problem 10 times. Actually, when you solve the problem from a book, you should mark the difficulty level of the problem of the book. From any material, this is very important. From any material, if you are solving problems, then mark the difficulty level of the problem. As follows. You should mark the difficulty level of each problem. Just like if you are solving 10 problems, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You are solving 10 problems. At first attempt, when you will solve these problems, you are saying that this will be solved easily. This will be solved easily. This is not solved at first attempt. This is solved easily, and this is solved easily. On first attempt, you will solve out of 10 problems. You will solve 4 to 5 problems. Let us suppose that you will solve 1, 2, 6 and 9. These are the easiest problem for you. I am not telling that these are the easiest problem for everyone. Maybe one student feel this problem is easily solved and this problem is very difficult. Other student may feel reverse condition. Other students think that 10 is very difficult, 10 is very easy, 9 is very difficult. So you should mark your own problem. Your own notes should be marked by yourself. Never copy these things from other students have other way of thinking, and so different students have different way of thinking, and so you should mark your own difficulty level of problem. So these are the problems you are going to solve in first attempt. So these are the easiest problem, and you should not revise these problems frequently. If I am telling that you should revise 10 times problem, then these are the most questions which you have to solve. Other questions. In second attempt, look, I am telling you, you must attempt 3 times. You must attempt 3 times. I am telling again and again, you must attempt 3 times before asking problem to any of your friends, any teachers, any faculty, getting help from the solution. You must attempt 3 times. In second attempt, you will see that you will solve this problem. So this is first star mark, single star mark. You will solve this problem. This is second mark question, star mark questions. You solve. Solved at second attempt. Single star mark question is solved at second attempt. These are the questions of more importance than these questions 1, 2, 6 and 9. At second attempt, you are also not able to solve 4, 5 and 10. Now solve for third time. Third time you are looking at you will solve fifth problem. But again you will not able to solve 4 and 10 problem. This is second star question and it is more important. After third attempt, you should ask remained question from your teachers. Suppose 4 is not solved by yourself, this is triple star. 10 is not solved by yourself, this is triple star. Ask from other. Ask from other. Ask from other. When you will revise these problem set, you should revise single star, double star and triple star. Also, depending upon the time remained for revision, at last instant, you should revise single star, double star, triple star. Suppose after completing, during revision, weekly revision, you should revise star mark questions only. You can go through, you have 4 questions which are very easy for you. You can go through solving 1 and 2 questions from these, and other star mark questions should be revised weekly. So I am telling that you should revise 10 times a material. It means that you should solve these star mark questions only. If you are solving these questions which are black marked, correct marked, then you are mostly wasting your time. You should revise star mark questions which are important to you, which will give maximum benefit to you. This is the plan of solving a problem book 10 times during revision. At last instant of your preparation, after completing your all syllabus, when you will start revision, these star mark questions will also play a very important role. If 5 or 6 months is left before exam, you should go through all star mark questions. If 3 or 4 months is left, revise second star and triple star. And if 2 months is left, suppose 2 months is left, however it is a bad approach. It is a bad planning that you should complete your syllabus before 2 months of examination. You should at least 4 or 5 months would be left before your examination. Your syllabus will be complete 4 or 5 months before your examination. So depending upon how much time you have for revision, you can revise single star, double star, or triple star. These are the important questions which must be revised again and again. One more thing. How you will prepare revision routine in weekly routine. In weekly routine, how can you include the rules of revision, the revision routine? Actually, there is a way. You must include revision routine in your weekly routine. Your weekly routine must include time of revision. This is the most crucial part, and if you follow this, you will never forget concepts frequently that you are encountering today or in previous days. So, weekly routine of revision. Weekly routine of revision. In this part, I am telling that percentage of syllabus covered or duration of revision. One more thing I have to tell that among any days of any week, choose one day for revision. On that day, you must give your most of the time to revision. Okay? If your syllabus is 10% covered, 5-10% covered, you should give 6 hours weekly. I am assuming that you are studying 60 to 70 hours weekly, including your classroom program. 60 to 70 hours means 10-hour duration. This is essential for JEE Advance preparation. You cannot tell that you will study only 4 or 5 hours, you will study only 6 or 8 hours, and you will do much better examinations. Many of the students will tell that, but it is not the case. Actually, on average, 10 hours is minimum requirement for preparation of IIT-JEE Advance in 2-year duration. If a student is studying from 9th class and he claims that he is studying only 6 hours or 8 hours, then it is good. But if you are preparing in 2 years and if you are not giving 10 hours for preparation, then you are not going to qualify. This is essential. 10-hour study is essential. I am telling that 10 hour means it includes classroom timing as well as your home timing. If you are studying in classroom 4 hours, you should study in home for 6 hours. So 6 hour, 5 hour study should be daily in your room. Your homework, your self study must be done 5 to 6 hours daily. So if your syllabus is 5 to 10% covered, you should give 6 hours to revision. If your syllabus is 10 to 20% covered, you should give 6 to 8 hours for revision. If your syllabus is 20 to 30% covered, you should give 8 to 10 hour revision. Means approximately 30% syllabus covered. One day should be completely given to revision. After completing your syllabus to 20 to 30%, one day should be fixed for revision. This day I will do revision only at home. 30 to 40% syllabus you should, this one day should be completely given. 50% syllabus when covered, you should give 10 to 12 hours. When I am telling that greater than 1 day. 1 day say more than 1 day. 40 to 50% syllabus. 50 to 60% syllabus, 12 hours, greater than 1 day. 60 to 70% syllabus is covered. I am telling you 15 hours, 1.5 days. Or 70 to 80% syllabus, 20 hours, 2 days. 2 days must be given for revision. This is the plan of revision. You must, after having completion of 5 to 10%, you should revise 6 hours weekly. 6 hours means 2 hours physics, 2 hours math, 2 hours chemistry, or biology. If a student is studying biology, you can study biology. So 2 hours revision for each subject after completion of 5 to 10% syllabus is essential. Most of the students at the preparations think that at 5 to 10% syllabus they don't need to revise, they have already in command. Actually, this is not the case. You should revise from the beginning. This will give you confidence. This will give you a good grip on your subject, on the chapters you have studied, and it will boost up your confidence. And this is the most important part. Having good confidence in preparation of competitive examination is essential. Some students are also in overconfidence. That is also very bad. Good confidence means if you are solving problem, if you are able to solve problem 60 to 70%, then it is a very good approach. Then you are studying in far better way. If you are not able to solve any problem among 10, if you are solving 10 questions and if you are not solving more than 2 questions, then your preparation is very bad. 50% should be solved. 50% questions should be solved by yourself. This is essential after completion of your chapters. 50% is essential. 50% is minimum requirement. You should actually, I should tell that a good student should solve 70 to 80%. So this is the way to revise your concept. This is the way to solve the problem from any material. Go through the theory from your notes and weekly revision routine for each and every student. A student must include student must include revision time in its weekly routine. Must include revision time. If anyone is planning revision after complete preparation, then it is a very bad approach. You will never cover all these. You will also forget each and every concept more and more time, and you will claim that you have very low memory. Other students have very good memory. Though the students have very good memory, which are revising their concepts again and again. So have revision time in your weekly routine. This is essential in your preparation.